it's Cece, and welcome to my June favorites video. So as usual with my favorites videos, I have lots of favorite things to share with you, just stuff I loved in the month of June. I'll split up into categories, and I'm gonna share all those favorite things with you now, just because I like to talk about some of my favorite stuff that I've experienced in the last month. Yeah, you guys know the drill. Anyway, let's just jump in, and I'm gonna start talking about all of my favorite things that I did, or saw, or listened to, or read, or whatever in June. So I actually have two new favorite books that I want to share with you today. The first of those is In Real Life by Cory, Doctorow, and Jen Wang. This is a graphic novel that I read at the very end of the month of June, and I absolutely adored it. It was about girl gamers and privilege and cultural differences, and it was just a fantastic graphic novel in general. I am so glad that I read it. It was just a wonderful, wonderful graphic novel. That's basically what it comes down to. I loved reading this, and I want to give it to like all my girl gamer friends because it was wonderful. And the other book that I wanted to talk about is Every Heart a Doorway by Seanan McGuire. I was really hoping when I read this book that I would love it, but it just completely blew me away with the writing style, with the characters, with the discussion of asexuality on the page. I've recently discovered the fact that I have a fondness for very short narratives that can pack a lot of information and characters and story just into like a tiny little book. I really appreciate those books. I think that they can be atmospheric and wonderful. And actually, I'm going to be doing a recommendations video for my favorite like short books near the end of the month, and this definitely makes the list. It was a beautiful narrative all contained within like less than 200 pages, and I absolutely adored it. So the booktuber I'm talking about today is not a new favorite, it is someone I have watched for a good deal of time, and that is Monica from She Might Be Monica. Basically, Janelle watches a lot of booktube as well, and so for this entire semester I've been, watching Monica's videos, and I just never realized that I didn't personally subscribe to her. So June is the month that I realized my error and followed Monica because I've been watching her videos for a while. Monica makes fantastic videos. She reads wonderful books. I always get tons of new recommendations from her. I just watched a video of hers the other day and added like every single book to my TBR. Which is good, but also terrible, because I'm never gonna get through this list of TBR books, honestly. Also, her hair is, like, a magical thing, so, yeah. Oh, and her Instagram. Like, my god, Monica. What a beautiful Instagram. So, definitely have to shout out Monica. Wonderful channel. Absolutely love her recommendations. The Bookstagrammer that I'm going to be shouting out as a new favorite is Dale from the Literary Llama. I found this Bookstagram, I think through like someone was shouting out a bunch of different Bookstagrammers, but Literary Llama does this amazing thing. They have a chalkboard wall and they use that to create backgrounds for all of their pictures, and it is so dynamic. I love the combination of art and book and like photography that goes into their pictures, and I completely fell in love with their Bookstagram in the month of June. As usual, I have three favorite videos that I want to talk about. The first of those is the Broadway carpool karaoke that was on James Corden. I really like carpool karaoke, I think it's a lot of fun, but they did the Broadway one since James Corden hosted the Tonys, and it was so much fun to watch. I haven't listened to the entirety of Hamilton, but I've listened to a few songs, and in general I've just kind of fallen in love with Lin-Manuel Miranda. He's such a genuinely nice person, and everywhere he goes, he just seems to bring sunshine with him. But besides that, the other three people in the carpool karaoke, I love them as well. So this was just really fun to watch. Super enjoyed it. I love Broadway. I loved all of them singing all these songs. It was fantastic. The next video I want to talk about is Star Wars The Force Awakens in real life. She went to Ireland. She went to the island where they shot the final scene of The Force Awakens with her brother, and her brother recreated that final scene, and it's so funny and so wonderful. Seriously, it's a super short video, and I highly recommend that you go watch it. But Emma's hilarious, her brother's fantastic, and this was like such a fun recreation of that moment, besides making me like super jealous, and I really want to go back to Ireland. And the last video that I want to talk about actually came about at the very beginning of July, but I'm slipping it in because I really want to talk about it. And that is a video that Molly from Stacks of Books did. It was called A Haircut. Basically, Molly cut off all of her hair, but Molly just went for it, and she looks absolutely fantastic. She looks so badass with a shaved head, like, ah. In general, Molly's just like a really lovely booktuber as well, but this was just such a cool video, and I thoroughly enjoyed watching it, so yeah, Molly, I know I already told you this, but like, you look fantastic. So my favorite TV show that I have to talk about for the month of June is obviously the new season of Game of Thrones, season 6. Season 5 of Game of Thrones kind of started to make me lose my love of the show. I absolutely hated Sansa's storyline. I just didn't think that they did the best that they could have done with the characters. And season 6 like totally brought it back for me. As opposed to season 5, I loved Sansa's storyline for this whole season. Oh, Arya, my girl, Arya was just like, yes. It made me so excited to go to New York Comic Con this fall and be Arya again. It has been way too long since I've been able to be Arya. I'm like so ready to pull that cosplay out of the box and go for it again because yes! Just in general, like, the storylines at each individual place this season were so fantastic. I loved without spoiling anything, I loved the shifts of power this season. Let's go with that. Like, every time something happened, I would be like, yes! This is all I've ever wanted. So, yeah, super had to shout out Game of Thrones. It was a fantastic season. I can't believe that there are only 2 seasons left, and I've heard there are only gonna be like 13 or 14 episodes. Like, what's that about? I don't know. I'm ready to watch them though. So ready. As usual with my movies, I have a favorite rewatch and a favorite movie that was new to me to share with you. Going with the rewatch first, in June, me and my sister rewatched all 3 of the High School Musical movies. I've been continuing to get through all of the Disney Channel original movies that I recorded way back in May. Slowly working my way through those. High School Musical is one of those movie series from Disney Channel that I still thoroughly enjoy. Like a lot of the other ones I've been watching this year, and I'm kind of like, alright, I don't really need to watch these again. High School Musical, man, I was too in love with that series to let it go now. Like, still know all the dances, still know all the songs, and rewatching them with my sister was super fun. The third one was the sing-along version, so we had the words at the bottom of the screen. Oh man, those movies are just, I love them. I love them. Like, unapologetically, I adore the High School Musical movies. And my favorite movie that I watched that was brand new to me, at least, was Kingsman: The Secret Service. I have been curious about this movie for a long time. When they originally started showing ads, I was kind of like uninterested, and then people on Tumblr got obsessed with it, and I was more interested. And so I finally watched it, and I super enjoyed it. It was funny, it was weird, it was different. I liked the ways that it poked a little bit of fun at spy movies while also having like an excellent plot and storyline. Plus it was fun to see Colin Firth in another movie. It's been a while since I've seen him in a new movie. So overall, super enjoyed Kingsman. I definitely watch it again, kind of want to own it. I really, really enjoyed it. Now on to music, and I'm going to be sharing the top 5 kind of songs, just like 5 songs I super enjoyed in June. The first one that I want to talk about is The Judge by 21 Pilots. I adore 21 Pilots. They are one of my favorite bands of all time. And this is just one that I've been listening to more in June, mainly because I've been learning how to play it on the ukulele. It's really fun to sing. So yeah, I've just been listening to it constantly. I love all of 21 Pilots songs, but I really like when they use the ukulele. It's fun for me as a ukulele player. I like appreciate it. And I love the way the song sounds. I listen to it constantly. It's a great song. The next song that I want to mention too is Forest Whitaker by Bad Books. I don't know like why in particular I was listening to this song more often, but it's really fun. I went on kind of like, I've been on this thing lately where I just haven't enjoyed the music I've been listening to as much. So when I can listen to a song over and over again and not get sick of it, that's like really good for me right now. And that's definitely what happened with this song. It's fun to listen to, it's fun to listen to when I'm driving. Yeah, Great song in general. The next song that I want to mention is Libraries by Yellow Ostrich. This is a super bizarre song, but I always associate it with a series of unfortunate events. The chorus of the song is kind of like libraries burn fast when they're in the past, that kind of thing, and I just strongly associate it with a series of unfortunate events. And June, I spent some more time digging myself into like the series of unfortunate events Netflix hole, where I'm both incredibly excited about the show, but also it causes me anxiety because I have so much love for the series. So because of my continued obsession with trying to find out too much information about the show, I listened to Libraries a ton last month. Next up, I want to mention an older one, and that is Come and Get Your Love by Redbone. I've really wanted to rewatch Guardians of the Galaxy of late. It's just been like way too long since I've rewatched it, so I've been listening to the music more. This is one of my favorite songs from that movie, but I mean in general, the movie has an incredible soundtrack. Like obviously that's one of the things it's known for, is its fantastic soundtrack. So listening to this a ton because I really want to watch Guardians of the Galaxy again. Maybe I'll actually get to that in July. That'd be cool. I really want to rewatch it. And the last song I want to mention is actually one of my favorite songs of all time, so I'm listening to this constantly. This wasn't like June specific, and that is Simple Song by the Shins. I love this song in general. Like, I don't know what it is about it that makes me love it so much, but I adore it. I also strongly associate it with How I Met Your Mother. This is like the song that plays the first time you see the mother in that show. But this song in general just like fills me up and it makes me happy. It makes me feel joy. And so I'm constantly listening to this song. I could like list this every month in my favorites because it's just so high up there in terms of songs that I love. Okay, in terms of Funkos, I acquired like far too many in the month of June, so I'm gonna get through these quickly instead of talking more about them like I usually do. I don't talk about my favorite Funkos that I acquired over a month, I just talk about all of the ones that are new to me. So let's just go through those. First up, we have Ed from Shaun of the Dead. I love Shaun of the Dead. I previously had Shaun, he's sitting right back there, and I wanted Ed to complete the set. So Ed is now with Shaun, and I love it. And I'm really sad they're not making Hot Fuzz Pops because I want like all of the Cornetto movies. I want to be able to have Nick Frost and Simon Pegg in every incarnation. Sorry, I said I wouldn't talk as much. I also finished off my Inside Out collection by purchasing Sadness and Bing Bong. These are two of the heaviest Funko Pops I've ever purchased. They're like bizarrely heavier than everything else, but they are adorable. I love how colorful they are, and I'm glad that I finished off my Inside Out collection because I absolutely love Inside Out. And all the Funkos are really cute for it. I also got Gretchen from Mean Girls. I already had Katie and Regina, so I've been working on my Mean Girls collection, and that means Gretchen was one of my next purchases. I love that she's holding the burn book, and I think she's super cute. So I'm very glad that I have her. And my last two new additions are both rides. You've probably seen them plenty. I've been talking about them here on Instagram in general. I don't know. But basically my grandparents were like super nice last month, and they gave me a couple of Funkos that I really, really wanted. And I'm really glad that they decided to spoil me a little bit. So the first thing that they bought me was the TARDIS Funko Pop ride for Doctor Who. I've really wanted this because it's cute, first of all, but also, you know, it opens, I can stick a doctor in there, which I have. I've done that. It's really fun. But I've really wanted this, and it looks super cute on my shelves. I love it so much. Like, that's what it comes down to. And the other thing I've talked about plenty, I will cut away to a clip of it because I can't pick the whole thing up, but that is my Hogwarts Express Funko Pop rides. They're adorable. They are beautifully made. I love the way they look on my shelf. Plus, I love the fact that the trio is the way that they look when they first meet. Ron, the dirt on his nose, and Harry and Hermione with their books. I love that that's how they look. So yeah, I love those. They're my new favorite thing. They're like my new prized possession. I love them so much. And finally, a couple of random favorites that I want to share. One of those is Much Ado About Nothing, the stage play starring David Tennant and Catherine Tate. I've watched this like plenty of times, but I watched it again this month. I bought the actual digital copy, and it's just my favorite. I love it. David Tennant and Catherine Tate are both hilarious people. This is my favorite adaptation of this play, which is my favorite play by William Shakespeare. So yeah, The fact that I actually bought the digital copy was like such a thing for me. The fact that I'd reached the point where I wanted to watch it enough times that I purchased the copy, yeah. And my last random favorite that I just want to share is kind of like my room in general. I'll explain a little bit more. I used to live upstairs, but I have moved downstairs now. This is the basement, by the way. So June was basically the month where we made this room mine, and that means I got some really fun stuff. It means I got to decorate my own space. I got a bed and bedspread that makes me so happy. I got my third bookshelf. I stole a chair from my mom's room that I sit in and read in all the time. And this has just become a really wonderful space to me, and it was a favorite in June because I got to decorate this space, and that made me really happy. And there is a combo room tour, bookshelf tour, like, coming up so that you guys can see the space because I'm really proud of it. So yeah, look forward to that. Anyway guys, that is it. Those are all of my favorite things in June. To check all of this stuff out, as usual, there are tons of links and lists in the description, so you can go follow everybody, you can see everything that I'm talking about. In the comments below, let me know what some of your favorite things in general for the month of June were, especially music. I'm really on the lookout for new music right now, so if you have like favorite songs, leave them down below, and I will go through and I'll listen to all of them. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you in another video very soon. Bye!